Oh.
If you need some inspiration or just want good company, whatever you are looking for, you'll find it here indeed, in meaningful mornings. Meaningful mornings. Meaningful mornings.
Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. There is great power in a name. A name is almost like a dig here sign, that if you dig here, you will find a treasure. Like, I want you to think of a name of someone you love. That name then brings their body to your mind. Yes? Then their qualities. And finally, you feel them in your heart. And it just started with the name. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Dhamma. The name that we will hear the most in Meaningful Mornings is Krishna. Krishna means the one who attracts. What is the most attractive quality of any being? It is joy. We're attracted to those who are happy. And that's why Meaningful Mornings continues to grow. Because what do? We gather for joy in ourselves, in others. Daily development for perpetual enlightenment. That's good branding, yes? We should write a song about that. In verse 16, we see a difference in leaders. Dhritarashtra is famous for saying, we are 100 sons plus 5 sons. Kauravas, Pandavas. Yudhishthira is famous for saying, we are 105 sons. No Kauravas, no Pandavas. We are all one. And 105, this is tricky because Karna is also one of their children. Karna, Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadeva. I also shared with all of you yesterday that we are studying Sanskrit. In Sanskrit, there is an acknowledgement. A very natural sound of ours is ah. When you get hurt, don't you say ah? When you sneeze, you say achoo. Or when you yawn, ah. You don't yawn with So Duryodhana, Yudhishthira, I want us to be clear about this. We continue, chapter 1, verse 17. Kashyascha parameshvasaha, shikhandi cha maharataha, Drishtadyumno viratascha satyakischa parajitaha. Who else is responding to the call of the Pandavas? Who are responding to the call of the Kauravas? We're still in scene 3. It is Kashya. This personality we already met in verse 4. So I'm not going to explore more. Verse 5, sorry. I'm not going to explore more. This is for your reference. And this personality is a great archer. Then Shikhandi, who is a Maharataha, another capable warrior. What's special about Shikhandi is Shikhandi was born as Shikandani. Shikhandi is transgender. And that's a lovely insight because we tend to think in a very binary way, which is really an exclusive way. And when you know these insights, we think less in a binary way, more in an inclusive way. Drishtadyumna virataha. These are more personalities that we've seen in verse 3 and 4. Verses 3, 4, 5. These personalities have already come. And Satyaki, he was earlier referenced as Yuyudhana. He is the charioteer of Sri Krishna. Okay? That's all that is shared in this verse. It is focusing on the history of Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata. Another name that we will hear often is Arjuna. Can you tell me what Arjuna means? You know the Nama, you know the Rupa. He's tall, he has curly hair, sometimes he has a mustache. But what is the quality of Arjuna, as has been shared? Straightforward. Arjuna comes from the base Arjava, which means straight, honest, vulnerable. Arjuna, and we're going to meet him soon, we're going to hear from him soon. It is only when he exhibits Arjava or honesty do the teachings of Bhagavad Gita begin. As long as he's not vulnerable or accepting of his confusion, Sri Krishna doesn't teach. I'm sharing that for us to reflect upon. When you read and write and reflect in reference to a scripture, are you making this about you or making this about someone else? Arjava, this is a lovely quality. And I keep urging all of you to reflect on better and best. If you follow this script, if you live your life with expectation, whatever you have in your life, you will simply get more. More pleasure, more possessions, more position. In Sanskrit, we call this svarga. Instead of living a earthly life, you will live a heavenly life. That's what better means. Instead of living in a cold place, you'll live in a warm place. However, if you follow this script, if you live your life without expectation, and our expectations are overt, covert, our expectations simply drain us, take away from us what we need. So if you live without expectations, what will happen is you will develop purity. Purity of mind. A pure mind becomes quieter. can listen to the intellect, can follow an ideal. And where does purity lead us to? Peace. That is the best. Better is still dependent. Best is independent. Begin to live without expectation. Begin to follow this script without thinking, what am I going to get out of this? From inspiration to application. Yesterday's application was, be grateful. For those in our silence retreat, before I began teaching contemplation, my first guidance or instruction to all of the seekers was, be grateful. Then we can begin contemplation. When one's lifestyle is not grateful, you can never have a higher or deeper vision. I am grateful because we have completed now our preparation for Mahabharata Dhyana shlokas. Even though I didn't teach you those overtly, I did summarize them, and Bhagavad Gita. In 2006, Swami Tejomayananda guided us for 39 days in this preparation. Exactly 15 years later, I'm getting to do the same. 39 days of preparation. This makes me quite grateful. And now, we've been together for 40 days in 2021. We've been together for 40 weeks since March 19th of 2020. Your application for this morning. I want you to research what your name means. What does your name mean? I told you this is a dig here sign. Then forms and qualities, and that presence will be felt. And as you research your name, reflect on, are you living up to your name? Is your form becoming like that? Do you have qualities like that? Lots of people are named Krishna, but they're miserable. Krishna means joy. And if you're not fond of your name, then change it. Change it just in this forum, or legally also works. Change your name to become more reflective of the form and the qualities and the locus. Announcements wise, tonight we have our women's empowerment class, our Devi Satsanga, focusing on Devi Chalisa. Be part of that. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be safe, be sound, be serene, be happiness.